Welcome to WordPress Vidcast, a daily video podcast featuring WordPress tutorials, theme reviews, plugin reviews, techniques, tactics, tips, and tricks so you can build a niche site, build your small business website, build your brand hub, or build your first website without freaking out. You can build a website with WordPress, and I can show you how. The WordPress Vidcast. Use the hell out of WordPress. Welcome to another episode of the WordPress Vidcast, helping you use the hell out of WordPress. I'm Josh Robbs, I'm the host, and today we're going to do a quick critique. If you haven't seen one of these before, I put 5 minutes on my timer, and I pop open a web page, and I analyze it, I look at it. I do the, a first-time visitor's quick look. What are the big rocks? What are the things that jump out at me that could be, they're good, that are bad, things to maintain, things that you could work on for these different websites. And sometimes that's the best way to learn because, when we're talking generalities, you don't see how it's applied. And if you don't see how it's applied, you can't apply it to you. A lot of people are visual learners, and by doing this, you can go, hey, I do something just like that, and looking at it on someone else's page and having, a third party talk about it, I see why it's good and I should keep doing it, or I see how I can improve it and make my website better. Today we're going to do the Family Podcast Network or something like that. I pulled the page up, turned away from it real quick. I have glanced at it in the past, but it was a while ago and I only looked at it for a second, so this should still be a very fresh look. Alright, got 5 minutes on the timer. I'm going to switch over here as soon as I hit start. Alright, hold on, let me get the screen ready. And wrong one. There we go. There we go, start. There we go. Alright, here we are, the Family Podcast Network. First thing that jumps out at me, you have this huge graphic in the middle, and it pushes almost everything down below the fold. Like for me, I would shrink this down. Like right now you're here, I'd probably shrink it down like this, and this would be about here. So you'd have a little bit more of your text down there. The next thing I'm seeing is this menu. This menu seems kind of weird because you have all this empty space. This looks like a custom menu, something straight out of the new WordPress feature. What I would do is I would take something like topic suggestion and hide it under contact us, and maybe make the book list in this whatever a Stitcher page is. Is that a resource? Put it under resource, or is it a? Can you put it under contact? Is it another way to contact you? What's the difference between home and blog? I haven't looked, so I don't know. Maybe one of those could be removed just to bring it to one even line, because it looks a little silly and it's distracting. I think it's one of those things. It's a polish item, and polish can be the difference between someone taking you seriously or someone thinking that you're a second rater. All right, here we go. Now I am at a full page width, and I can only see 1, 2, 3 lines of text, and I have this giant white space. Why not take this and put it right here? X marks, that's where the eyes are going. That's where I look. I go first to the image, and then I'm like, what? Why is this empty? Why is that empty? And how you do that is, I'll just put a link to the tutorial I did on linking to, and embedding pictures, and you can float it. You can align the photo to one side or the other and let the text flow around it. That is a simple way to look a little more professional. I'd kill that much white space. I don't know why there's that much. And you have a subscription form. Now, that's good. But let's talk about, I think we're going to have a problem with that in a second. One problem I have is this. I have this, and then I have this. Okay, which Twitter button do you want me to click? Which Facebook button am I supposed to click? Why do you have two? Take one of these out. You have Gmail, you have, is that StumbleUpon? Because that's StumbleUpon. And probably Posterous and LinkedIn, and yeah. I've heard you should pick 3. Personally, I went with 4 because my 4th was Buffer, and I love Buffer, and I think people who like Buffer really appreciate having it there. And maybe that's a personal thing. I don't know. Alright, now go to the next one. Same deal, bunch of white space, and then this. You have this at the end of every episode, and it seems a little much if you're going to show every single article in its entirety. You're not doing just a brief or an excerpt or a teaser, depending on what you want to call it. They're all pretty much the same. Lack of Friday material sounds bad. That's a personal opinion. It says right here there's a problem with the ISP. It's not your fault. So don't say that you're an idiot and don't know how to use your computer like I just did. Just say there's a problem. One other thing, we have a minute left. Your titles. I don't know if you're using all-in-one SEO. I think it's all-in-one SEO pack technically. I don't know how Google's going to look at that right there. I don't know how that will affect your SEO. By having that underscore, does it affect that word? But what I would do is, if you put in all-in-one SEO pack, is simply take the title you have, leave that up there as is. For whatever reason you have that underscore. I don't know why. But you can just chop it off right there and put, like for this one, for episode 74, just put "Quit Your Negative Nancy." Put that in the all-in-one title, so when Google pulls this up, when this is in the search results of Google, you will just get that and nothing more. So one more nitpicky thing before I move on to some other serious stuff. Why is this one red? The other ones are black. Now here's one thing. Let's look at the sidebar real quick. It's full. You don't need that. We're running out of time, so I'm going real fast. Pages. What's this? What is this right here? What's all this empty space? Some ads. I don't know why I would use HostGator. This is a family site. Burpee Gardening. Maybe. If they're working for you, they are. But if it's unrelated, you may want to replace it. And that's it. That's all we get. Shut up. Knock it off. And that's it. So, quick recap. And I didn't mention anything positive. And I should have, because I was thinking it. Good image. Good image. It's bright. It catches your eye. But then it's empty. I mean, you have a third of the width taken up with this image. And I think if you played with it, adjusted the image size and adjusted the alignment, align it to the left or align it to the right, and I am going to scroll up to compare this, you could fit, there's no reason for this not to all fit on one screen, and you could probably fit all of this, and see this one's black, the other one was red. Sorry, I catch those things and it tweaks my attention. And move it all right here, move it all right up in here, and have a nice, neat, square post. I think it'd look a little bit more professional, a little more like a traditional publication. That's just me. That I think that would boost your appearance of professionalism. The biggest thing I would change is the clutter. Your social clutter. That's what you have, social clutter. We have it over here. We have it here. We have two versions right down here. I don't see a problem with having it at the top and at the bottom, because you see this one. Let me scroll right here. This one. Stop doing that. And this one and this one twice. Those two. Let me try that again, see if I can actually get my pen to work right. This one and this one are the same. This one, no need for it. Absolutely no need for it. And I might drop posters. Unless you have a bunch of posters fans, I don't know. You have to look at it yourself. And I might drop Pinterest. Because Pinterest seems to be images. I don't. If you're getting leads from it, do it. Testing is always important. Testing is, nothing is better than testing. Me running my mouth doesn't trump testing. If you're doing something that's working, and I say do the opposite, guess what you should be doing? You should be ignoring me and sending me a message and telling me to shut up. Oh, you have an error right here. I don't know what this error is from. And these are little things that make you look kind of like a chump. I mean, not to be too big of a, I'm not trying to be too rude, but yeah, it's those little things that make you look a little unprofessional. Alright, so that is 69 all the way through 76 plus a couple, that's 10. And you might want to drop the scroll here. This is a huge scroll. You might just want to put 5 or whatever, because you end up getting this giant white bar. 74 through 78. 1. And actually, ignore that. Do the left align thing, and then look at how your page looks and how it's laid out. I didn't even get into the other pages, but that's for another one. Just the visual. You have just a lot of dead space. I love that logo. That's a really cool logo. I wish I had thought of it. But anyway, that's it. Big thumbs up for use of images, consistent use of images, a cool logo, nice colors, easy to read, but just too much white space to the point where it makes you look a little foolish. It makes you lack polish, and I will go to say that the two different social plugins in the same spot is a little overzealous and maybe even desperate. Please like me, please like me, please like me. And with that, we'll wrap up, folks. Remember, the best way to get better at anything, especially building a website, is to build it, break it, and then build it better. Good night.